I planned a hunting trip to Spain back in 2015. As it happens, my plans shifted to 2016 instead. We planned a trip in February, since February is a good month for hunting. We contacted an agency called Blazer Safari. They recommended Juan and his company. Juan Tuguero, professional outfitter. He's a very skilled guide and hunter himself too. I'm very happy with his work. He did a good job. On arrival, during the first day, we had a little delay at the airport. This sometimes happens because of paperwork on weapons. After that, we drove straight to the hotel in the hunting area. We stayed in small hotels. By the time we arrived, the weather had gone bad, with rain and gusts of wind. We had to reschedule test shooting for the next day. Test shooting took place at the hunting farm, where we planned to hunt for the greatest ibex. Checking your weapon before hunting is a rule of thumb, because it's anybody's guess how it was transported. We have no way of knowing whether or not it was dropped during transportation. As a general rule, when manufacturers design a good solid case, they make compartments for the rifle parts and accessories, so that they would be tight in place to ensure impact protection. I know it because I make such compartments for the rifle parts myself. So during transportation, the rifle parts won't move much, and knocks and falls won't damage the weapon. Anyway, that's what you do. You check the rifle and do test shooting. A life hack. As you are getting ready for test shooting, don't have a big breakfast, because that may affect your shooting from the prone position. Due to a big breakfast, my bullet shifted almost 5 centimeters at the distance of 100 meters. Roughly 1 minute of angle. I'd never shot on a full stomach before. That was first time. Well, that's what we call experience, right? We just had test shooting. I've checked the weapons and found no malfunctions. We went up in the mountains. We arrived at the hunting farm. We changed cars. We drove up to 1780 meters above sea level. Snowstorm, a blizzard began, with extremely strong wind that literally knocked us down. We spotted a group of young ibexes. Since the snow was brutal, we weren't able to see if there were any trophy specimens among them. Our car stood still, but it felt like it was driving off-road at 50-60 kilometers per hour. So we just talked and observed. We were waiting until the snow stopped and perhaps the sun would come out. We waited for 3 hours, all for nothing. Today is a hard day. We went down to 800 meters above sea level and spotted one ibex that was watching the road. Half of his body was covered by a bush. The ibex also stopped to observe us. We slowly stepped out of the car and got ready for shooting. The position was ideal. The distance was close, but the ibex was facing us. Juan suggested we wait for the ibex to turn, so I could shoot him under the shoulder blade. The staring contest lasted for 15 minutes or so. I asked one twice if I could shoot. Waiting and watching the ibex through the scope was strenuous, and I was beginning to fear something might spook the ibex. Time was passing by, and I realized that at any moment he could run away. The bullet hit him right in the shoulder blade. Apparently, the bullet didn't hit the spine or the blade, but went inside the body. So the ibex ran for about 20 meters and only then fell down.
Estaba así mirando.
15 years old. That's how we got the first ibex. The .338 caliber is known for the power and the speed of the bullet. It goes right through the animal and continues to fly. It always happens if you shoot from a distance of more than 500 meters. And even if you don't hit the vitals, the animal falls down. Today is a good day. Now our hosts are getting the trophy ready, and after that we'll go back to the hotel. Tomorrow we are going to another hunting farm. We liked everything at this hunting farm. We moved to another hotel. We woke up rather early, at 7 a.m., had a light breakfast, and then went to the hunting grounds, together with our local guides. The guides had done reconnaissance. They said they had spotted a good trophy specimen, but we weren't able to spot it. On the walkie-talkie, our guides told us it was a 30-minute drive from us. It means he went to another side of the mountain. Let's come closer to have a better look. The ibex kept moving all the time. He would hide behind the bushes, then come out, then hide again, and we didn't get a clear view of the target. 472 meters. Well, I could have shot him, but Juan suggested we come closer. This time we came really close. The distance was 140 meters. We hid behind a tree and were waiting for him to come out of the bushes. The main group of ibexes came out at first, and then our trophy specimen came out. Just like in a shooting range at 140 meters. He turned his side to us. Gracias. That's what hunting in Spain is like. Pretty easy, I'd say, without any hiccups. We got closer in a car, then walked around 300 meters. Then we saw the ibex, waited for about 15 minutes, and then, like in a shooting range, he came out, I took aim, shot, he fell down. My only regret is that I wanted to make a long-range shot, but that was the only good position for shooting.
Very nice. Let's exit. That's way out. No.
According to our plan, we had 9 days in Spain. After 3 days, we already shot 2 ibexes. I asked one if we could possibly get an additional 5th trophy. In the morning, we went to the habitat of the Barbary sheep. "25 kilos on my back. Hope it isn't more than I can chew." We didn't see any herds, not even a single specimen. I had a gut feeling there weren't any Barbary sheep there. After lunch, we drove to another location, and we saw a group of Barbary sheep, but they weren't good trophies. One group was very close to us. Our position was up on a hill. There were 9 or 10 peaceful grazing Barbary sheep down there, but the males were 3 or 4 years old. The rest were females and their kids. It's the second day of our hunting for the Barbary sheep. This is a 3rd location. Let's see how it goes. It's 8:40 a.m. We don't see any animals. We'll try the other side. There were some sheep, but we decided against shooting them. There were just 2 young males and the rest were kids. We decided to move on and look for a good trophy. 650 meters up on the mountain. Looks like it's finally a good trophy. The one on the left. We decided to get around the mountain and come out on the other side. But we couldn't. We walked up 300 meters and got into very thick fog. Zero visibility. Late afternoon, it was getting dark. We decided to go back to the hotel. Not to mess up our initial schedule, we decided to go for the southeastern ibex as planned. And yet, in the morning, on the way, we decided to make a stop at the location where we had spotted a group of Barbary sheep. It was raining and foggy. After we spotted a sheep at 480 meters, we hastily started preparing for a shot. I shot but missed, because of the position and all the haste. I decided not to make a second shot because the group started to move. In my book, when a hunter shoots, he must be sure of himself and shoot to kill. If you are not sure, it's better not to shoot at all. We got back to the car and went for the southeastern ibex. We were driving up a mountain for the ibex. Local huntsman said that there were 3 specimens, and one of them was quite big. There has been quite a thorough reconnaissance of a good location, of a good trophy ibex. What happened with the sheep is that no reconnaissance had been done. We just hoped to get lucky. We went there and we searched for 3 days, and we finally got lucky. We found a good trophy specimen. The distance was 480 meters. I made a shot but missed. I am not sure what went wrong. Either I didn't adjust correctly, or it was the side wind in the gorge which affected the shot. The ram survived, he got up, went up in the mountains, and we left without any trophy. Now we are in search of 2 trophy ibexes. If hunting goes well, we will go after the sheep again. The local huntsman met us. We went to the location where they had spotted a group of southeastern ibexes. The wind was blowing from their direction towards us. But then, in 30 minutes, the wind changed its direction and the animals discovered us. We decided to try and get to them from the other side. The animals sprinted from one slope of the mountain to another. We didn't have enough time to take a good position for a shot. There was also a language barrier which slowed things down, so the group fled. At 7 a.m., we went to another location. We climbed 1,700 meters. After we walked for about 40 minutes, we spotted a group of grazing ibexes on a hill. The distance was 330 meters. I started getting ready for a shot. I made a mistake with the first shot. I put the rifle on my backpack. After the shot, the animals started to flee. I didn't know whether I'd hit the target or not, because my rifle was lying on the backpack. When I shot, the rifle jerked, and I lost the target in the scope. You should have seen the faces of my colleagues at that moment. They were puzzled, like, "Man, what just happened?" I was confused too. And in the middle of all this mess, one of the huntsmen pointed at an ibex that was standing still, so I could shoot him. I measured the distance. It was 350 meters. This time I positioned the rifle and took aim in the right way and made a shot.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
The bullet hit the target, and the animal fell down at once. We walked to the trophy. Juan discovered 2 entry wounds. The first bullet actually hit the target. It went into the belly, but the wound wasn't deadly. It moved through the bushes and stopped. It was the same ibex.
Second one.
I used the .338 caliber. It's widely used. It's less affected by side wind effects. With it, you can go hunting for bigger animals or roe deer. I'm in love with this caliber. I don't use any other caliber.
Вкусно!
At 4 p.m., we went to another hunting area. That hunting was exciting. 4 local huntsmen met us. So there were 3 of us and 4 of them. 2 huntsmen were on the older side. They were said to be reputable hunters. Our big group moved to the Ronda hunting area. That's how it started. We noticed several grazing ibexes on a lower hill. The distance was 550 meters exactly. Since it was getting dark, Juan suggested we come closer. He reasoned that at a closer distance, my shot would definitely get the target. So it would buy us time to go back to the initially unplanned 5th trophy. Another reason to get closer was that at 500 meters, it was not so easy to decide which of the 3 ibexes to shoot. When we were at 280 meters, we easily picked the best specimen. I made a shot. The bullet entered next to the shoulder blade. It was deadly.
Sierra Nevada ibex in the morning. Now in the evening, Ronda ibex. Dead.
The ibex moved for 20 or 30 meters from the place where it was hit by the bullet. With a .338 caliber, this is what you expect.
Very good.
Very good.
Hunting with your own weapon is much more pleasant and reliable than when you rent it. In 7 years that I've been hunting, never have I rented any weapons. It's much more pleasant and comfortable to use your own weapon, which you've gotten used to, which you know, which you are confident in. It's very important. In the morning, Juan and I started searching for barber sheep on foot. It was our 9th and last day. On the next day, we had a flight back home. I already had 4 trophies, 4 ibexes under my belt, but no barber sheep among them. The fact that it is believed to be a rather easy trophy to find and get tempted us all the more. During 3 hours, we spotted 3 groups. But again, each had only females and young males. We walked up from 1600 to 1920 meters. Juan spotted a group of sheep. According to his estimate, they were 7 to 8 years old. It was not a kind of trophy we were looking for. However, the position was good and the distance was only 300 meters. The animals didn't notice us and kept moving towards the other hill. We had 2 options, to go back home without the barber sheep or to get a trophy. I decided to get it after all.
Yes, I think so, yes. We got him, finally, after 5 days. Made a great shot in the hunt.
trophy ram turned out to be 7 or 8 years old. Not exactly what I'd been looking for, but in our defense, I must say that one of his eyes was in a really bad condition. He must have damaged it in fights with other males. He was likely to die soon due to a severe inflammation in his eye. And, in hindsight, we made the right decision after all. That's how we got our 5th, initially unplanned trophy.